video is designed to show you how to add attributes to an existing title block. There are two ways to do this. One is to have a title block that is part of the block definition in an existing drawing, and the other is to open a drawing of a title block and add the attributes there. I'm going to start by bringing a title block into an existing drawing and then modifying the title block in this drawing. Go set up a layout. When I set up the layout in AutoCAD, I'm going to go to Page Setup Manager, modify Page Setup Manager, and set it up for a specific sheet size. We'll go with B-size mechanical for this example. Go to monochrome. Make sure that the sheet size is actually correct, 11 by 17. Come back out, and now I'm going to insert from the R drive the general folder, B-size title block, TB inch. I'm going to bring it in at 0, 0 as a block definition. And now what I want to do is add attributes to it. In order to do that, I need to edit the block. And to edit the block, I'm going to use the block editor. If you double click on a block, opens up the block edit block definition dialog box. You select the block you want to edit, pick OK, and it puts you in the AutoCAD block editor. In this block editor, all these elements are just individual lines and text because it's the elements that we'll use to make up the block. We'll start with the title, and I'm going to add an attribute by using the command attribute definition. You can type that out, ATTDEF, in which case you get the attribute definition dialog box, or you can type ATT. Attributes all have to have a tag, which is just the name of the attribute. The tag for the title of a drawing makes sense if it says title. The prompt can be anything that you want. I always use the tag name and then a question mark. Default would be something that you would put in if this particular attribute had the same value most of the time. In this case, it doesn't. Because this is a title and I'd like the title to be centered in the location that it's going to be placed, I'm going to use a middle justification. My text is going to be not standard, but something other than standard. So what I'm going to do right now is pause this video and go make a text style and come back. And I am back, having made a Roman S text style based on the Roman S font. Because it's a title block, I do not want this to be annotative. The text height is going to be 0.25. I'm going to select a point on the screen to place the text by picking the middle. Because I want it in the middle, I'm going to use the Shift right click midway between 2 points object snap. Pick opposite diagonals to the corners of the window, and then place my attribute there. Now I'm going to go and make another attribute. This one is going to be called date. It's going to be called date, so I'll make the prompt date with a question mark. Dates change as well. I'll use left justified on this one, change the text height to 0.12 since it's not a title, and I'll just bring it in and place it where the date goes. I'll make another one for scale. Give it the name scale. Prompt to be scale with a question mark. Left justified, 0.12, Roman S. And I actually will put a default in there. Just say most of the time when I draw we have a 1:2 scale. I can put the default in and change it, but if that's mostly what I'm going to be using, I may as well put it in so it automatically gets inserted. I'll come down here and then place scale. The rest of the elements of the title block can be placed in the same way, but I'm going to stop right there and I'm just going to save the changes to the block definition by closing the block editor. Pick the close block editor. Do you want to save changes? I'm going to say yes. Now I come back out. I'll erase my original title block, insert it once again, and this time I get the Edit Attributes box that comes up. I can put in the name of this drawing. Let's say this is a drawing of a residence of some kind, so maybe Smith Residence. Actually, a residence would make sense as a 1:2 scale, so let's call this instead an arbor, be a mechanical part. The date, October 6th, 2009. Scale, I'll leave what it is. I could change it if I wanted to. I pick OK, and what that does is automatically completes my title block. So that's how I would do this if I were making a title block that was in my template drawing so that I could use it whenever I needed to. This is not the way I would do a title block with attributes if I were going to bring the title block in from an existing drawing. To do that, you simply open the drawing and place the attributes there. So if I were to open an existing drawing of a title block, I just go to the drawing, find a title block. In this case, I'll just pick TA inch just to open something. That's going to be in model space because those are elements that are inserted into another drawing to use for a title block. And I wouldn't have to go to the block editor because it's not a block definition here. It's simply a drawing of a title block. Use the same command, attribute definition, do it the same way. Pick the text style. Pick the justification you want. Pick the text height. Go down, and in this case I'll do another shift right click midway between 2 points, do this one and this one, sticks in place. Now once I've done this with these individual elements, I can just save this drawing, insert into another one, and it'll come in and ask me the same attribute questions.